will be heading to Tucson and then coming back.
Okay.
So,
You have a lot of PCs, LDs, and
In Tucson, he's just dropping off.
anything going.
just dropping off my daughter. Oh, yeah, I have. I've been going. I've actually probably one of the only candidates that's traveled the majority of the rural state. Just because it's so important.
Welcome to your Chips and Salsa show. This is Don Jorge El Alacran with one of our good guests. We have all the candidates for AC GOP, but this one has been on our show a few times, and we always love to have Sergio, who's running for state chairman of the GOP. He's going to talk a little bit about himself, and we're going to just let him talk about himself. But first, I want to turn it over to our co-host, Cheryl Rosado, who's going to mention our
sponsors. Yes, because we wouldn't be able to have Sergio if it wasn't for our wonderful sponsors like Elected Leadership for SRP, which is a group of very strong conservative men who are running for SRP board and council all over the valley, everywhere that has a SRP. And they would love your support. It's elected leadership for SRP.com. If you want to go to their website. We also have Canaloo Air, which does air conditioning and plumbing, and National Automotive. Wait, how do you say it? National Automotive Repair, which is the mechanics. So thank you to our sponsors.
very good mechanics.
And Sergio Ariano is here to discuss.
Hi.
The
Hello.
crazy GOP chair yet again. Second time's the charm.
Second time's the charm, I hear. We're winning.
Yes, nice. So we're glad to have you here. Tell us all about you.
Well, about myself, I mean, Chipsters, you guys know I've been on the show before. Those of you tuning in, I'm back. Those of you that are new, well, I'm Sergio Ariano. I used to be a very frequent Chipster here, and then, life got involved, and we had to raise kids and so on and so forth. So it took a little bit of time away from coming back on the Chips and Salsa show. But it's always great to be here, Don Jorge, and now we have Cheryl. You guys kick butt. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing.
All right.
Always give it a hands up.
Exactly.
And so, just introduce myself. I'm Sergio Ariano. I've been in the party for approximately 16 years as a precinct committee.
Wow.
Yeah. 16 years, precinct committee man, state committee man. I was the Legislative District 2 chairman for 3 terms, matter of fact. That's in Southern Arizona. It covers Santa Cruz County, Pima County. Needless to say, we were taking the battle to the Latinos over there, the Democrat stronghold. I call it the liberal armpit of Arizona, Pima County.
Yes.
And, you have the Regina Romero and the Grijalva machine that's really sticking it to us. So,
And you ran against Grijalva a long time ago.
yeah, that's right. I was actually here on the Chips and Salsa show.
And he was on the Chips and Salsa
George
show.
pulling up ancient history over there.
Yeah, he is. He's the institutionalist.
He's one of the great candidates, Latino candidates here in Arizona. And you got to remember, Sergio has done so much. He was, you worked with Trump, didn't you?
I definitely did.
You want to
yeah.
talk about that?
Sure. I mean, I had the privilege of working with Trump the first time he ran back in 2016. We set up victory offices for him. We were a national surrogate for him, not only for Trump, but for the RNC, for the AZ GOP, for the Pima GOP. And, one of my strong points is that I happen to speak Spanish.
Exactly.
So, in taking the fight to the machine and the liberalism and how corrupt they are, it was easy. You talked about them in our party and what we stand for. And I think our values reflect exactly how we were raised as Latinos, very conservative values, pro-family, pro-life. We want to be business owners. We want to achieve the American dream, just like every other American. So our message resonated. We actually flipped seats down there in Southern Arizona in Democratic strongholds. We got the first ever Republican mayor. He switched from Democrat to independent, and then from independent to Republican once he saw the constant work that we did year after year. So it's truly a blessing. I worked for Trump each time that he ran. Most recently was on the National Advisory Board as an advisor for Donald Trump. There was 23 of us around the nation, and I am super honored and privileged to be one of those 23. to fight and raise awareness. And as you can see, all our hard work has paid off to date, you guys included. I remember when we got into the party and there was 5 of us, right, Jorge? Alice Lara, you, and a few others.
Yeah, Martin Gonzalez.
Raimundo Torres took over after. So we've been around for a while, and we're looking to now step up and bring some more advocacy and some more representation of the state party. I think we're sorely missing out on good opportunities and reaching out those communities that really, really resonate with our message.
What about election integrity? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, election integrity is near and dear to my heart, just like you guys. We all know that we got stolen, right? The election was stolen, but we were proving that back in 2014. In Santa Cruz County, we ended up, taking a lawsuit to the county with an attorney, but if we have a countdown here and a break's coming, I can save that for the next segment.
No, go on.
No,
Okay.
you're just giving us how much time you have because a year and a
We
half.
want to make sure, that we get you everything you want to say.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry, I'm just used to the media cues, and when I see hands, I'm thinking like, okay, 10 seconds or 40 seconds.
So as a chairman, what are your plans?
Well, let me talk
just
about,
bullet points.
let me bring back the election integrity thing, because it's very, very essential, and it's very key. Back then, we ended up founding something called the Santa Cruz County Election Integrity Committee. And it was made up of not only Republicans, but Democrats, Independents, Libertarians, Green Party.
Whoa, that's everybody.
That's it.
So that was all of us. And there's a picture on Facebook that, I'll share on the show in one of the comments. But, we ended up recruiting a little candidate by the name, a brand new candidate, no, not a little candidate. We ended up recruiting a brand new attorney that just graduated from law school. His name is Alex Colladin. Alex Colladin, who is now running for Secretary of State. I'm sure he'll be a phenomenal Secretary of State, given that he sued the county for us. We won. We won 8 out of 10 counts. They were connected to the internet. They were pre-printing election day results. They were pre-printing the results from the early mail-in ballots, which is why that's wrong. We need to get rid of the early ballots. And they were also printing out election results so that they could go out and whip more votes or chase more stuff. And so we proved that they were using machines. We proved that they were messing with the election, and we won those counts. And so, it was a very defining moment for us, because in 2014, I was considered a conspiracy theorist and some wackadoodle that's out there yelling election integrity. And so, vindication for that.
It's sweet, isn't it?
And victory is sweet, vindication is sweet. Then we took that to Yuma. We ended up contributing footage to the 2000 Mules movie, to Dinesh D'Souza. And then, that led to arrests, that led to convictions, and it even led to jail time for some Democrats. Some were school board members, other were council members. So yes, election integrity is very key to me. What was your question again, Jorge? I'm sorry.
No.
I get on a roll.
He's talking about, so you win on Saturday. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
Tell us the...
Oh my gosh, we win on Saturday, we hit the ground running. I mean, I believe no other candidate has the grassroots and ground experience that I do. So I know what it's like to organize. I know what it's like to build coalitions. I know what it's like to set up offices. And these are things that we've been missing in the past. I believe that my ability to collaborate and build these coalitions, I plan on pushing together, rowing in the same direction so that we can win these elections. I'm tired of losing. I'm sure everybody watching and listening right now is tired of losing, tired of the division, the infighting, the distractions that have caused this party to fall into chaos, caused us to have a Democrat governor, Democrat attorney general, and Secretary of State. I believe that with someone like me that is wanting to start with a blank slate, no matter what faction you're from, what group you belong to, or organization, I will extend that olive branch and I will attempt to get us on the same path, because we agree more than what we disagree.
And we need to move forward.
And we have to move forward, no looking back.
Right.
And so, same thing I asked the other candidate that was here, Kathleen. What would you say to the state committeemen that are going to be at the state state meeting this Saturday? What would you say to them? If you
Well,
Committeeman.
the message I would really like to share and relay to the state committeeman is all of us as candidates, we agree, right? You're gonna hear from a lot of them. We heard from Kathleen, you're hearing from the rest. We're all gonna have the same talking points. Raise money, organize, get out the vote, so on and so forth. But what I really would like to stress to the state committeeman is to look at the individuals running and who has a track record of having accomplished everything that they are currently talking about and have the record of follow through and getting things done. And I would really stress that. Look at the record, not only my history and my performance when it comes to election integrity, but also the field offices we've set up successfully in rural areas. A person that has physically gone to the majority of the rural counties right now campaigning, and someone that continues to do work statewide, whether or not they're running for chair. I have those credentials, I have those qualifications. I don't think anybody can measure up to that. And my ability to want to create a team that brings all the resources, not only to the chairman of the counties, but the LDs, the state committeemen, PCs, and anybody wishing to run. I want to build an entire team that takes care of that and actually doesn't let our PCs go unheard because they're tired of being ignored. Go to rural Arizona. People don't hear from our leaders right now. And it's very sad because the rural counties are keeping this state red.
Yeah, it's not Maricopa.
Right,
It's not LD11, I'll tell you that.
right. So that would be my message to the state committeeman. And as always, you guys can reach out to me. Ask me any question you want. Nothing's off limits. Ask me whatever you want. And Sergio for AZ.com. Sergio, FORAZ.com. Go ahead, Mr.
Sergio, thank you for coming on,
Brother, it's my pleasure to be here. I love my chipsters.
and,
Miss Farrell.
He's an original chipster.
Original chipster.
Original chipster.
I should have brought some chips.
I know.
We have some.
Oh,
So I
man.
forgot I forgot myself.
We'll crunch one right now.
Yeah.
I'll owe you this all the time.
Thank you
Yeah.
for coming on our show.
My pleasure.
Yes, and we will see you guys on Saturday. We have coming up next Dr. Bob Branch and
Pam Kirby.
later on. So stay tuned. Get to hear from everyone. We'll see you Saturday.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you Saturday.
Yes, I look forward to it. Yes, yes. Thank you, ma'am.